Any better?
We'll give them a chance to work.
Maybe a hair of the dog would do the job quicker.
I've already told you, I think I'm in for a bout of the flu.
And you'd better dose yourself up with vitamin C, Miss Bennett. Can't afford to have you taking time off. We're short-staffed as it is. Oh, and while I think of it, Mr. Fletcher will be late getting in this morning. So would you take charge until he arrives?
That's all very well, but don't you think the Deputy Governor could have made a special effort to be here on time? Especially since he's so adamant about leaving on time.
Miss Bennett, I said Mr. Fletcher would be late getting in. That does not mean he will be late starting. He happened to be engaged in prison work elsewhere at my request. Oh, Mr. Fletcher. I thought it was Danny back again. He's always forgetting something. Oh, come in.
No, thanks, Linda. I've got to get to Wentworth.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't quite know how to put this. Doreen Burns spoke to the governor and she's made certain allegations.
Oh? What about?
About Kay White, you, and Lizzie Birdsworth.
What about us?
Well, Doreen claims that it was you who hit Kay, not Lizzie.
She says I killed Kay.
Yes. And that Lizzie took the blame so that you'd get your parole.
Have you spoken to Lizzie about this?
Yes, we have.
What did she tell you?
Well, she said that Doreen was off a rocker, amongst other things.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that's about it. I mean, hell, that's a ridiculous thing to say.
So you deny it?
Deny it? Oh, of course I deny it. I'm surprised at you even bothering to ask me about it. Well, from what I heard, you found Lizzie and Kay in the cell. I was nowhere near the place.
Well, Doreen says that you hid behind the door.
What? Oh, that's rubbish.
Well, it's never been established where you were at the time, Linda. So where were you?
Oh, now, come on. I could have been anywhere. In the kitchen, the laundry, delivering meals to isolation. The one place I definitely wasn't was in that cell with Lizzie and Kay.
Oh, son of a bitch! Will you look at that now? Put it through the dryer, will you? Bea, please, come and fix this bloody machine, will you?
Oh, I shouldn't really, but I'll give it a go. Usually needs adjusting down here with us.
Smith! What exactly are you doing at that machine?
Nothing!
Well, get away from it. Right away.
Come on, Miss Bennett. I mean, it's broken. She's the only one who knows how to fix
You
it.
stay out of this, Bryant.
I can't stay out of it. I'm the one that has to use the bloody stupid flaming machine. She's the only one who knows how to fix it. Oh, please, Miss Bennett, let her have a go at it.
Smith was instructed to keep well away from that machine, and keep away she will. And you'd better watch your language, Bryant.
All right, then buggy your machine. See if I can.
Yes, Smith. We'll see if you care. Until that steam press is repaired, all the pressing will be done by hand.
Oh, I get it, and I'm the bunny that gets the job, right?
Yes, Smith, so get to it.
Well, it'll take me a couple of seconds to fix that.
You're to do as you're told, and you're to stay away from that machine. Is that understood, Smith?
Yes, Vera, all right, I get it. We could be here all night.
Then you'll be here all night.
Oh, come on, Bea. Give the bloody thing a good kick in the guts and put that iron back in the cupboard.
No fear. Old Vinegar wants this done the slow, hard way. You'd be amazed at how long this could take.
So what? Doreen went to the governor with a story that she cooked up or something. But she probably only did it because Lizzie's her friend.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Geez, you've got a lot to learn, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose I have. So tell me why all the fuss?
Because it's just not done, that's why. Look, Kay White got clobbered and Lizzie said she'd done it. Okay? That's it then. No point stirring things up.
Yeah, but they probably wouldn't believe Doreen or anyone for that matter if Lizzie's already confessed.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think so, would you? But then there's no accounting for the screws. I reckon they're still not convinced Lizzie did it, who being that much older and frailer than Kay White. And anyway, you give them half a reason to start messing up our lives and away they'll go. And I'll tell you something else. Doreen had better start watching herself because of what's...
Don't look now, but...
Oh, hi, Mr. Fletcher. What are you doing down here?
Messing up your life.
You heard what I was saying.
Every word.
Oh, see what I mean? That Doreen Burns, this is all her fault. Just wait till Bea hears about this.
Well, couldn't you make it first thing in the morning? Oh, I see.
What is it?
They can't fix the press for at least 2 days.
Give me that phone. Hello? Who am I talking to, please? Fine. Will you listen to me, Mr. Carter? That steam press, which your people claim is functioning perfectly, has broken down again. Now, I want it fixed immediately, or otherwise we'll be looking around for another service company. Is that understood? No, Mr. Carter. You don't just try and get somebody out here. You do it. Now, if there isn't a service technician out here within the hour, let me know.
And then what?
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Davidson?
If there is not someone out here to fix the steam press in an hour, then what?
Well, I'll get another service company.
File this for me, please, Wendy.
Yes, Mrs. Davis.
I think you might find that's rather a tall order, Miss Bennett. As far as I know, there is only one service company equipped to handle our particular press, and you just hung up on them.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. What's the matter with the press this time?
Well, it doesn't seem to be getting up any heat.
Well, can't B. Smith fix it?
Well, she's probably the one who's sabotaging it. I've instructed her to stay well away from the press, and I'll be keeping my eye out to make sure she does.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davison. Could I have a word with you?
Yes, certainly. Mr. Fletcher, what is it?
Well, could we talk in your office, please?
Of course. Would you let me know what happens about that press?
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
My name is Baldwin, Charles Baldwin.
What can we do for you, Mr. Baldwin?
I'd like to see one of your inmates. Birdsworth, Lizzie, I believe she's called.
Among other things. If you'll sign in over there, I'll arrange an interview room for you.
And during this conversation, which you overheard, were there any direct threats made against Doreen?
Well, no, not threats exactly. It was more an attitude. Well, you know how the women get sometimes when somebody does something that goes wrong, suddenly they're to blame for everything that goes wrong.
And this is how it was with Doreen, you say?
Well, that was my impression, yes.
Well, she may have dislodged one or two friendships during her recent behavior, but I think they'll settle down in time.
So you don't think we should separate her from the main building?
On the contrary, I think she should be separated, but for different reasons.
Oh?
Well, the conversation you had with Linda Jones this morning.
Yes.
Well, from what she told you, from what we know already, and from what Lizzie has said, it would seem that Doreen has dreamt up this story.
Yes.
Now, why would she do that?
To get her friend Lizzie off the hook.
Precisely, in the hope that the two of them would be released together.
But that won't happen now because Lizzie will get an added sentence.
Which shatters Doreen's plans of a future for them together.
True enough. But why segregate Doreen because of this?
Well, I think that the sooner she is weaned from her friends in here, the better. Otherwise, when the time does come for her release, she may do something stupid and try to get rearrested. Need I remind you of the trouble we had with Lizzie trying to get back inside?
No, definitely not. So what do you suggest we do with Doreen? I mean, we can't do her any good by putting her into solitary.
No, I was thinking more in the terms of the maternity wing. You can make the arrangements straight away.
All right, well, at least it'll get her away from B. Smith & Co., which was what I was after in the first place. But your reasons are probably far more valid.
Mrs. Birdsworth, I appreciate your frankness. It makes my task very easy in many ways. It would undoubtedly make things much easier for the courts, too. But I wonder if you realize the seriousness of what you've just told me.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been in here long enough to have learned a thing or two. I can plead guilty to manslaughter, can't I?
Yes, you can, of course. But don't you think that you'd be better off pleading not guilty on grounds of self-defense?
No. No, I don't.
Why not?
Well, I'd have to prove that Kay White had it in for me, and that wouldn't be easy. And then I'd have to call a lot of my mates as witnesses and all that.
But you've already told me that Linda Jones will attest to the fact that Kay White was running an SP book here in Wentworth.
Yeah, that's right.
And that Judy Brandt will also testify that White was set up so that you could deprive her of the funds necessary for running her book.
Yeah, we got the idea for that out of the film, The Sting.
Then surely if these people were prepared to come forward with this evidence, they would come forward with substantiating evidence that Kay White was capable of violence, that